Okay, got our recording. Let's just take a moment to close the eyes and to soften into the breath. And let's just all take a collective exhale. Take a full deep inhale. Exhale it through the mouth. Deep breath in. Just taking a moment to transition from whatever it was you were doing. Exhale it out. Another deep breath in. And exhale it out. And as we're all getting settled and arriving, just checking in with your body, maybe checking in with your environment. Do I have what I need to be comfortable for this next 75 minutes? Just to mention some of the things I have with me. I have a blanket. I have blocks. If you don't have blocks, it's fine. I'll offer some modifications. And I have a big pillow. And as I said before with Zoom, you can look in the bottom left-hand corner if you need to mute yourself. And I'm going to make sure everyone's muted. Okay. So again, just settling in and getting comfortable. I'd like to invite you to just drop your awareness down into the center of your heart. And just begin to recognize where you're at today. How it is that you're feeling. What emotions are present. Notice the quality of your breath. And I'll add a little music here for us. And we'll start off with a practice of loving kindness. It's also called Metta. So feel your connection with your seat. Allow your spine to grow long, the shoulder blades to rest on the back, your collarbones to broaden, and to relax into this moment. And I invite you to call to mind anything in your life that brings up a feeling of love. Maybe it's a pet. Maybe it's a child. Maybe it's a partner. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's a best friend. Or maybe it's just seeing an awe-inspiring sunset. Whatever drops you into your heart and just brings up that feeling of love. Notice where you feel it in your body. Ground down to the earth, feeling your connection to the earth. And see if we can expand that feeling of love. Noticing the heart expanding from the heart to every cell of your body. So our yin yoga practice is an opportunity to assess where we are in this moment, to not try to fix or change anything, but to deepen our compassionate awareness into holding exactly what is. We spend enough of our lives receiving critique, or trying to resist or make things different than they are. Let's just take this time to drop all of those stories and to drop into that deeper level of acceptance. I allow my breath to be exactly what it is. I allow my body to be exactly as it is. I recognize the parts of my life I feel proud of and also the parts I don't feel as proud of. And I allow that to be exactly what it is. And another theme I'd like to invite us to hold in our practice tonight is forgiveness, and particularly self-forgiveness. A theme that's been coming up in my conversations with clients in my coaching practice is how we know the things that are good for us, and sometimes we avoid them. You know, whether that's the type of food that we go to eat when we're feeling stressed, or, you know, if we watch a little bit too much on Netflix, or if we go for that glass of wine instead of taking the bath, whatever it is, dropping into that forgiveness for yourself, because if we're holding any kind of self-punishment or self-loathing, it's really just continuing this cycle. And couldn't we rather just open to, I see that maybe I made a choice, maybe I don't want to make that choice again tomorrow. I forgive myself and I move on. Every moment is an opportunity to choose again. Every moment is an opportunity to deepen our awareness and to rest into a more expanded capacity, self-love. So feeling that love in your heart, sending that to every cell of your body. We start with just sending love right here to ourselves. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be full of peace. Filling up our own well. And from here we can call to mind a friend or a loved one, expanding that love to that person. May they be happy. May they be well. May they be full of peace. And just allowing that heart field to expand out to all sentient beings who may be needing a little bit more love or compassion at this time. So we'll all just take in another deep breath and exhale it out. If you're lying down, you just listen to your body. If you need a little more space there, you're welcome to stay. But if you feel ready, or if you're already sitting, you can join me in a comfortable seat. And we'll just start with some side body openings, so you can reach your arms up to the sky and then interlace the fingers, turn the palms to face up, reach, 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 reach. And then let's all go over to one side. I'll go to my left, which might be your right, lengthening out the side body. Inhale up to center and over to the other side. Long, deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, let the arms go wide into cactus arms and just draw the shoulder blades onto the back. Open the heart. If you've been working a lot on the computer, this is a really good one just to stretch and open and expand the heart center. Exhale, release. And let's find our way onto our mat into a tabletop position. We have my cat Kuan Yin here with us. She loves practicing yin yoga. So we'll all come onto our hands and knees and just inhale, open the heart. And then exhale, round the spine. Inhale, open. And exhale, round. Just following their breath. If there's any place of tightness, you're welcome to pause anywhere and just go a little deeper. As you round, lift the back of the heart. And as you open, expand through the heart. Inhale, we'll come back to a neutral spine. And lift the right arm up to the sky. Spread your heart wings. Exhale, thread the needle. Rest the side of the head to the floor. And then you can stretch your left arm out in front. We keep our hips high here. Hips above the knees, resting. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can stretch your left arm around your back for the top of the right thigh. Exhale, bring it back around. When you're ready, left arm reaches up. Exhale, thread the needle, rest the side of the head to the floor. And you can either stretch your right arm out in front or reach it around your back. Long, deep breaths. Exhale. Take your time. Every transition is also part of the practice, so being mindful. We'll come into our first yin yoga pose, and this one is a wide-legged forward fold. I like to sit up on the corner of a blanket for this pose. If you don't have a blanket, it's okay. Just see if you can widen the legs out as much as you can. We'll rotate the inner thighs down to the earth. Inhale, find a nice long spine. And then if you do have a block, this can be a really nice pose to have some support under your head. And you can also use pillows or whatever's around you. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, begin to fold forward. And so we want to be really gentle here and not push beyond our limits. We can take our time to get into it. And in yin yoga, we're holding the poses longer, so anywhere from 3 to 5, sometimes even 10 minutes. So just see where you're at. Take your time. Let the ligaments open slowly just by gently coming into the pose. And when you feel that you're in a comfortable position, just relax the muscles of the legs. And maybe there's a little more space. You can soften down. then this is where we begin to approach the energetic and the emotional sides of our practice. How can we be in the pose and be fully present? I think for a lot of us in our culture, when we feel a difficult sensation or emotion, our first instinct is to dissociate, to move out of our body, to get away from it, to have aversion. And this is an opportunity to just see what's here, not try to fix it or change it, but to go a little deeper into it. How can I notice my sensations without judgment, just pure awareness? Holding this space of loving kindness for your body. So in Yin Yoga, we're working with the meridian system. And this pose in particular is working with our liver chi. The liver meridian runs up the insides of the legs. So if you've been feeling frustration or anger, or maybe not having any access to anger, because anger can be expressed in a healthy way. Sometimes it helps us to set boundaries when we need them. But if there's an imbalance of the liver chi, this pose is really helpful to help us come back into deeper wisdom, compassion, awareness, healthy boundaries, healthy expression. Lengthen the spine a little more and just see if there's space to go a little bit deeper. So we're always just working with our edge. We don't want to push beyond our edge. We want to find where our edge is and just like snuggle up really close to that edge and then hold that field for ourselves, that heart energy, that compassionate, loving awareness while we just breathe into the pose. What do I notice here as I go deeper into my muscles, my ligaments, my sensations, my breath, my emotions, without needing to fix or change anything at all, but rather loving ourselves into a deeper state of healing. Breathing out, I notice that I'm breathing out. Breathing in, I simply notice that I'm breathing in. And if you need to back off at any point, notice that too. Am I feeling any sharpness in the pose? Something that I sometimes do is just even place my hands underneath my knees if it feels like too much. Or if you have blankets, you can place blankets under your knees. We'll hold this a little longer. Rest into your breath. Notice if your jaw tightens up. See if you can relax. Notice if you get tight between your eyebrows. See if you can soften there. Notice how the back of your heart feels. You've been tight there. Breathe into those spaces. Breathing in, I allow. I surrender. I let go into the pose. Nothing else I need to do, but be present with this moment. Because in this moment, I am safe. In this moment, the earth is holding me, and I am holding myself. In this moment, I have what I need. And as we hold the poses, we expand our capacity to be with discomfort and to not need to react to it, but just to notice it and to hold whatever you might be feeling right here. Let's hold a few more breaths and just see if you can be fully present with these breaths.
Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaya Nishprapancha Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaya.
When you're ready, we'll begin to press away from the earth. Take your time here. We'll keep our legs as they are, our side body opening. I'm going to go down to my left. Want to follow along, maybe that looks like going to your right if you'd like to mirror me. Reach out over the leg and just turn the heart up to the sky. And then feel that stretch originating down in the hips, the pelvis, through the side body. Breathe into that stretch. If you want to prop your head, you can actually bend your elbow and just rest your head on your hand. And you can either keep the arm extended or you can just rest it down in front of you. There's a deep stretch happening still there. Soften your eyes closed. And breathe into it. How do I feel? Notice if your breath got shallow or if the thoughts started coming in. we'll just let them go. Two more deep breaths.
Om Namah Shivaya Gurave
Again, slowly, mindfully,
Chidananda
back up.
Nishprapancha Shantaya
Sometimes in the yin practice, we can feel a little bit of achiness after doing such a deep stretch.
Om Namah
And then
Shivaya
often it'll begin to open up and we can start to feel those benefits of just having brought our full awareness into those places. So we'll do the second side when you're ready. Extend the arm. Reach on over towards the foot. Turn the heart up towards the sky. Find that deep side body opening, and then we'll settle into the pose. You want to bend your lower elbow and rest your head in your hand. And then if you like to rest your top arm, you can just place it on the earth or on a block. Long deep breaths. Loving kindness, metta. Staying connected to that heart field. That energy of kindness, loving awareness, and sending that to yourself. Nothing else to do, nowhere else to be, just with your breath. Let's do 2 long deep breaths here. Slowly rise back up. Okay, so to break the pose, we want to be really gentle with ourselves. So you can place one hand under each knee. And then slowly draw the knees back together. And just take a comfortable seat. And just notice. Connect with the earth, feeling of being supported and having what you need. Dropping into the heart and the loving kindness of this moment. Holding yourself with compassion, taking this time out of your day. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So after such a deep forward bend, it can be nice to counter that with some heart opening. So I'll give a couple options. I know not everyone has props with them, but if you do have a block, it can be really nice to just put the block right behind the heart. Maybe this way. You can experiment if it feels better horizontal or right down that center. We'll lay on our back. If you have no props at all, another thing that's actually really nice is just to lay on the back and bring the arms into cactus arms. That will really start to open the heart. And just keep your knees bent. Open the arms in cactus. Rest your knees together. And then we can always get creative if you have a blanket or a pillow or a bolster, just putting something behind the heart. Sometimes I like to take a blanket and just roll up the blanket and then put that right behind the heart. You don't even need a lot here to start to open up. I just want to reiterate, it's nice to keep the knees bent, feet wide, knees together. Anytime we're doing back bends, there's the possibility of compressing the lower back. And what that does is it creates more space in your lower back by keeping the knees bent, feet wide all the way to the edges of your mat, and then resting the knees together. And there'll be more space. You can even scoop the tailbone a little and then just breathe into the heart opening.
This is the age of the true guru, sound of truth. I bow to you, guide of my soul from the beginning.
So as you lay here,
Protect me.
allow the heart to expand.
Open my heart, and I'll be
Allow the tissues to release, to open,
free.
ligaments. You can fully surrender and let the muscles be soft.
Open my heart, and I'll be
Notice your breath.
protect me. Open my heart, and I'll be free. I'll be free. Protect me. Open my heart, and I'll be free.
As you inhale, draw that breath all the way down to the belly, the lower belly and the hips. As you exhale, imagine that energy moving up the spine. Inhale, receiving. Exhale, offering. Every breath is a prayer, an opportunity to open our hearts a little bit deeper into those qualities of receiving, allowing, surrendering. Every exhale is an offering, the ways that we can give and share and spread our light, our presence, simply through our being. And breathing in, I forgive myself. If there's anything I've been hard on myself about, let's just recognize that. You can take responsibility and then let it out. Let it go with the exhale. Remembering that space of loving kindness in your heart. In this moment, there's nothing else I need. I allow myself to go into the depth of feeling, sensations. Collectively, we drop the mind. It's really when we're in the mind, in the future, in the past, that's often when we get off center. But when we're fully anchored in our body, feeling our hips, feeling our connection to the earth, feeling our heart, we're that much more directly connected with Source. Our body is where our intuition lives. Our body is where we can open to greater insight and wisdom and knowing. But first, we must be willing to feel. We must be willing to go into those layers that are often uncomfortable or painful or full with grief. And when we can do that and hold it and allow ourselves to go deeper into the feeling, that's when we experience freedom. That's when we receive insight, where we can find the gift of what that pain or difficulty was here to teach us. We'll just hold this 3 more breaths. When you're ready, you can remove the prop. If you have a prop under your back, you can roll to one side. Take your time to roll up gently. Take a moment just reconnecting with the breath in any comfortable seat. Exhale, grounding. Inhale, lengthen. We'll move into our next pose, and we're going to get into the hips. So the first invitation, I'll offer a couple options, is pigeon pose. And so what this looks like is we bring the shin, we'll start with our left shin, as parallel as we can to the front edge of the mat. We send our back leg straight behind us, check in, make sure it's nice and straight. I like to start this pose with the toes curled under the back foot, just to get into alignment. You can come up to center, you can pull back the front knee a little, you can open the heart, and then when you're ready, you can exhale, lower down, and then we soften the top of the foot on the floor and come into the pose. So this again is a really nice one to have some props. You can rest your forehead on a block or a pillow. Maybe you want a whole pillow just like under your arms to get comfortable. Maybe you want a blanket underneath your hip if it feels a little too intense and you need some support. So that's option one. Option two, you can do this pose, crossing the ankle over the knee, laying on your back, and then weaving the hand in between that little keyhole here, the figure four, and then you can hold both hands behind the back of the thigh and just breathe, let go into this stretch. And option three, working into that hip stretch, would be doing that same thing, but just doing it against a wall. So having the support of the wall, and then you can either just work on pressing that knee away, or you can get nice and close. And again, it'll be a little bit deeper the closer you are to the wall. So that's another nice modification. See what your body feels comfortable with. Starting with the left leg, and just drop into the breath. Drop into the pose. Notice if your jaw has gotten tight. Notice the muscles of the face relax. And just notice where you're feeling the depth of that sensation. And go right into it. Be fully present with it. Hold yourself with as much compassion, loving awareness, full presence as you can. Just really being fully there with yourself and holding that space. It's like wrapping yourself in a cocoon, that loving awareness. Maybe there's a little more space to go deeper. Rest into the pose. Soft jaw, soft eyes. Relax the back of the neck. This pose invites us into surrender. Where have I been holding on so tight that it's causing imbalance? How can I release my grasp and let go of that which I cannot control? Hold for 3 more breaths. When you're ready, we'll begin to press away from the earth. Take your time, just notice. You can begin to find your center. And let's just take a comfortable seat in the middle just to really notice from side to side how it feels in your hips. And when you're ready, we'll set up for the other side. So the right leg. Those of you coming into pigeon, you can extend your left leg behind you. Get nice and open in your heart. Check in with your leg, make sure it's nice and straight. And then when you're ready, come on down. And again, use any props you need here. If you want to grab your block or your blanket under the hip, block under the head, or a pillow under your arms. Let yourself get cozy and comfortable. And then for those of you that want to use a modification, again, you can create the figure 4, crossing the ankle over the knee, grabbing hold behind the thigh. Or you can do that even against the wall, pressing the foot into the wall. Again, notice if your jaw has gotten tight. Notice the muscles of your face. Let go, surrender. Drop deeper into your breath and into your hips.
sa se soham Ramadasa sa se soham soham Strength of the earth beneath our feet. There's an infinite one within every heart, shining with love, joy, and peace.
Soft jaw, soft eyes,
My beloved,
soft back of the neck.
turn to the light within.
Let your breath be deep and full.
To your soul.
In this moment, I have everything I need. Drop even deeper into that sense of safety, that sense of love, passion that we can hold for ourselves.
Ramadasa sa se soham Ramadasa sa se soham Ramadasa sa se soham Ramadasa sa se soham soham
3 more breaths. And when you're ready, slowly come all the way back up. Being gentle with your transitions, taking your time. Soften into your breath. Notice your hips, side to side.
Through the mist in my eyes, you're present.
Notice your awareness. Notice your heart.
Rising in my
Let's bring the soles of the feet together and the knees wide apart.
singing.
Find a nice long spine. And then when you're ready, we'll bow forward,
Your song is
opening up. Hi, Kuan Yin. Hi. Can bow forward, letting go of the head. And then again, this can be a nice one, using a block under the forehead, just to fully let go.
I bless
And again, awareness into the heart, the back of the heart. Breathe into the back of the heart. Soft jaw, soft eyes. And blessing yourself with this loving, compassionate awareness. So rare that we give our full attention and presence to our body. Bless your body with your breath, with your presence. We can expand this loving awareness, this compassion, this metta, by sending it to someone we love. Call someone to mind. Sending that with your breath. Maybe you're in a state where you can send love to people we don't know, people working at the grocery stores right now, people working in the hospitals, expanding that heart field, that loving awareness to anyone who may need it at this time. And maybe we can even expand that loving awareness to someone who's been more of a difficult person in our life. Let's do one more full deep breath. And take your time. Come on. Up. We'll place one hand on the outside of each knee and draw the knees together. And we'll come into one more pose before Shavasana. You can lay down on your belly. And then turn your left forearm to be parallel with the front edge of the mat. Bend the right knee, grab hold of the foot, and then just opening up into a thigh stretch, the front of the thigh. Getting a little stretch into the stomach meridian that runs up the front of the legs and the front of the body. And this meridian is really about how we receive information. And what kind of information are we receiving? Is it information that nourishes us, like food that we eat? Or have we been inputting information that is more difficult to digest? You know, how have we been with our social media intake or our news intake? Just recognizing that everything we input is something that we need to digest. So having more awareness as we connect deeper with our body, to be more in tune with our body and what our body really needs. Exhale, release that need. right forearm parallel to the front edge of the mat. Bend the left knee, wrap, hold, reach around. Finding that stretch in the front of the left thigh. Slowly release. And then you can come back up. We're ready for our final resting pose. I'm going to give 3 different options here. Option 1 is to lie flat on your back, palms face open. Just get comfortable. If you want to put a pillow under your knees or a blanket over your body, whatever you need. If you happened to bring an essential oil with you tonight, this could be a good place to just put a few drops in your hand and breathe it in, put some oil on your neck. Option 2 is legs up the wall. A really nice way to work with the nervous system and the circulatory system. And the way we come into that is just facing sideways and then popping the legs up the wall. And then another one, which I found doing yoga at home, is if you have a couch nearby, you can just put your shins up on the couch. So I'll just show you what that could look like. I have a couch over here. And just putting up your shins on the couch. And resting back. And what that does is it's a little bit of an in-between. It's still an inversion, but it's not as fully into like the legs straight up the wall. So see what your body would like most, and then set yourself up into your restful Shavasana. Final resting pose. Our opportunity to surrender anything else you've been holding on to that's no longer serving you. Let's let it go with the exhale. Juga gently deepen your breath. Coming back into the awareness of your heart and someone or something that brings you great love. Send that love to every cell of your body. Soak it up. And expand that loving awareness to the people that you love in your life. The people we may not even know personally, but we know could use some extra love and support right now. Expanding that love to all sentient beings, enveloping our Mother Earth, and sending that deep love down to her. And when you're ready, you can bring some movement to your fingers and your toes. You can roll to one side. You're staying with that simplicity, holding tenderness for yourself. And then when you're ready, you can press up into a seat. Coming back to where we started. Tuning into the breath, I just bring my hands to my heart. Just honoring each of you for being here tonight and carving out this sacred time for yourself. This is really the time when we need our practices. And I know it can be hard when we are not in our normal routine to really make the space for it. So just dropping into that sense of just feeling proud of yourself for taking this time. I'd like to also just honor this practice that brings us into our bodies and more deeply connected with our intuition and our feeling and all the gifts that underlie that space. And thanking all of our teachers, past, present, and future, all the ones that have supported us and inspired us and lifted us up when our spirits were down. Feeling that gratitude. Honoring each other for creating this space together. And most importantly, honoring that guiding light within our own hearts. We bow. Namaste. Thank you for being here. Ah.